Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Unbiased Election Projections. And today, I'm going to be being biased election projections because I'm going to be taking the political compass test. So, no preamble today. I'm just going to take the test. Yeah, okay. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity, other than the interests of transnational corporations. Yes, like this is probably a super obvious question. Why should it benefit corporations over people? That's obvious, and even if you think that pro business, all that stuff, no one should be saying or sorry, no one should be saying strongly disagree or disagree to that question. I don't support my country, whether it's right or wrong. I am a patriot. I'm a patriot. I am a proud American, and I believe that America is one of the greatest countries in the world. But if my country is fundamentally wrong, I'm not going to support it. No one chooses his or her country. Well, I feel like everyone has. I guess I can see where they're coming from, but everyone, or whoops, but everyone has a right to be proud of their country, no matter where they come from. So, like that. I guess I disagree with that. A racist agree? No, that's called racism, and I am not a racist person. The enemy of the enemy is my friend. I mean, I guess I can kind of agree with that, but also kind of disagree. I mean, it's a weird question. It's a loaded question, but that it is in some cases. I guess it would apply, but in other cases, no, that wouldn't make a ton of sense. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Mm, Again, I don't know the scenarios for this, so I'm not gonna say hands down no. But usually, if you're violating national law, it's probably not a good idea to do that. There's now a worrying fusion of information. I guess I disagree with that. I'm not sure what they're talking about there, to be completely honest. People are ultimately more divided by class than nationality. Well, that depends on who is doing the discrimination, because the few people who believe this, then that's the case. So I'm going to say disagree. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. No, because that is because they kind of go. They don't uh, primarily go hand in hand, but they I don't know. They kind of they I don't know, because inflation uh inflation just makes the whole economy completely crash, because you most people not being able to afford any food, they're not buying anything, so it's a lose lose. Whereas unemployment, I think, is overall. I mean, they're both horrible, but probably unemployment, because corporations are gonna be. Yes, strongly agree. Corporations are greedy. They're selfish, and the number one goal is to make money. They want to make a profit, and that's what their job is. But the government, we have a crisis. It's called climate change. It's an inconvenient truth, as Al Gore once said. But yeah, I strongly agree that we have to regulate them from now according to situation. I agree with that, because actually strongly agree, because you can't be dishing out uh, social programs to both the rich and the poor, only people who need them. Because honestly, it's a waste of money when you're paying for everyone's college, when fundamentally you should only be paying for some people's colleges or college. The free of the market. No, I disagree with that, because government regulation is necessary in a lot of things, and I believe in a generally I believe in a free market economy. Um, and before you go in the comment section, call me socialist. Some of the countries that have the freest economies in the world, like Norway, Finland, Denmark, Sweden. I know sounding all like Bernie Sanders right now, but they have, according to the Economic Freedom Index, they have the freest economies in the world, and they are democratic socialist countries, not America. But yeah, overall, I would say I disagree with that because there's some cases where if because that would not make sense in a like even America has a lot of economic regulations. For example, uh, airplanes have to be checked to make sure that they're safe. Like, what if someone just uh, built a tube out of cardboard boxes instead it was an airplane and tried to fly? Yeah, whoever was in that quote airplane and doing air quotes here would be dead. So you need regulation, a law. It's a sad reflection of our society. Something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled brand consumer product. I guess I agree with that. Um that's kind of a strong feeling about water. I mean, it's a water bottle. It shouldn't be that emotional, but yeah, I agree that uh um that water should not be bottled and be harming the environment the way it is right now. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I mean, I guess in a completely fair society, well, in a communist society, you would have the government distributing land, ideally it would be fairly distributed. But as we have learned from history, sometimes well, actually, most of the time, government is too corrupt and they abuse that power. So yeah, land shouldn't be a gun. I'm gonna say disagree with that because uh, unless you have a 100% fair government, then there's no alternative really. Oops. Is regrettable that many personal for. I mean, yes, I strongly agree because there are people who are sitting uh, in in their palatial homes, mansions, um, chateaus, if you will, who have done nothing for society but manipulate the market that was once free that is now theirs. For example, Amazon could, in theory, they're shutting down hundreds of small businesses on a weekly basis, especially in the era of COVID-19. Um, and really, right now, uh, if Amazon keeps going at the rate that they're going, we could see Amazon dominating the market and making the prices of every single good imaginable as high as they want. So again, it goes back to the free market economy question. But yes, I agree with this. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Um, I'm gonna say agree, but I'm not actually gonna say disagree. I'm on the fence about this issue. I'm not great with foreign policy, so um, I'm not an expert on that. But ideally, you would have two countries fairly trading with no third party doing the moderating. I guess you could say, but sometimes that isn't the case. But I'm gonna say disagree. The only social response. I disagree with that. Now there is a standpoint that most that basically all the Republicans I know and most moderates, even some moderate Democrats, would say agree or strongly agree to this question. But I can say disagree because the social responsibility of um um of a company or a corporation should be to help society. And yes, delivering a profit to its shareholders is indeed helpful to them. But I know I talked about Amazon, but when you have a company that is that has the ability to manipulate and monopolize the the market in any way that they want to, that's not good and it's immoral. And I'm going to quote Congressman Joe Kennedy here: "Moral capitalism is what I think we should be going for here." The rich are too. No, I disagree with that because for those of you who don't know, I'm a big Senator Elizabeth Warren fan. I love her policies. I was rooting for her all the way. Unfortunately for me, she didn't. She dropped out after a pretty disappointing show on Super Tuesday. But she had the third most delegates, so she got pretty far. But anyways, her idea was a wealth tax that would what it would do is it would every person in the United States who has over 50 million dollars in the bank, for every dollar they make from there on out, she would tax 2 cents, 2% wealth tax. And if that happened, we could have universal pre-K, um, universal healthcare for all Americans who want it, um, and I believe free for your college tuition, which is a very it's a very progressive agenda, but it is possible. And right now, the rich, they have first of all the rich, um, under Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who's widely considered to be the most successful president in American history. Um, he had a 90% wealth tax on the rich. Now, it wasn't actually 90%. It was more of a like 50 or 60% because the rich have a bunch of tax loopholes, like um, shoving their money in the Cayman Islands, or I don't know, um, putting it in the the National Bank of Switzerland. But they do have tax loopholes, and right now the rich are not taxed at all, and corporations pay nothing in taxes. Uh, your average middle class person pays more taxes than Amazon does, which I think is probably one of the most ridiculous things about our current government. Those spend a lot of time on that. Okay, those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards. Yes, because that is a free. If you have money, you should be allowed to have access to whatever you want. That's just how it works. Um. So yeah, but for poor people or people who can afford that, the government should be there for them. Government should penalize businesses. Yes, because businesses that mislead the public are very bad for society, and I would never want to see a society where businesses are telling that are 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 consistently misleading their consumers. A genuine free market requires the restrictions on the ability of yes. I was talking about this with Amazon. Kind of a monopoly is where they control the prices of their regions. So if Banana Mart is selling bananas and they knock out all the other small businesses, um, all their competitors basically, they can raise the prices to however high they want because there's no alternative. So yes, uh, so genuine free market does need restrictions. Okay, social values. Abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. No, I strongly disagree with that because okay, this is a very very tough issue for me to talk about because there are a lot of I can see where both views come from. There are people who are staunchly pro-life because they just cannot imagine an abortion happening, and it is and that is and I totally understand that. But there is no room for the government between in a doctor's office with a doctor and a possible mother. She needs to make the choices she wants to make with her body. And if I'm pro life personally, it's not my job to impose that on other people. All authority should be questioned. Yes, it's called freedom of the press. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Yeah, I agree with that. Uh, overall, taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters, museums that can also. But I'm gonna say disagree because circumstances can be different. Also, I think this is British because theatress is clothes should not make compulsory. I mean, I guess we could say I guess we could say that it's good to go to school, and that the government should be requiring it. But again, there are some situations that I don't necessarily understand. But again, it is important to be educated. So I'm going to say agree, but I might um I'm not. Yeah, but I could flip flop on that. We will have the rights. It's better for that. No, I disagree with that. That's stupid. Good parents. No, that's spanking. First of all, hitting a kid is messed up as heck. I mean, what's the difference between a bully punching your kid in the arm and a father hitting a kid? No difference actually, because the fathers are probably stronger than the bully. So, parents who hit their children are bullies, and and if I have children, I cannot imagine myself having the heart to hit them, or not, or having a cold enough heart to hit them. Um, and second, there are studies that have been proven by scientists that um, spanking your kids is actually bad for very bad for kids. It's not for showing to keep some secrets from their parents. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I'm a kid, so I keep secrets from my parents, I guess. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Um, oh, by the way, I feel like I didn't make it clear. I was joking about this. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Uh, Offense? Interesting spelling. Uh, I agree with that. Marijuana, I think, is um, recreational drugs. Well, I think that in, um, in the grand scheme of things, smoking weed or smoking marijuana is not a big deal. We have much bigger fish to fry than uh, a person smoking marijuana in or in their backyard. Uh, Second, I also want to point out that I think the issue is the war on drugs. It was started by Ronald Reagan, and it was basically saying anyone who a police or a cop thinks has drugs should be arrested, and that disproportionately affects minorities, especially Black people and Latinos. It's proven to be racist by multiple studies, and it's a really bad idea, and we need to fix that. But uh, going back to possessing marijuana or smoking weed, that should not be a criminal offense because again, if you want to inject that stuff into your body, not the government's job to tell you that that's not a good idea. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. No, because there is no prime function of schooling. There are multiple functions, and it's different for every learner. People should serious. No, I'm not gonna again. Oops. It's going back to my body, my choice. If you want to reproduce, that's not the government's decision whether you can reproduce or not. And I don't care whether like how bad the disability is. It's your choice. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. No, I disagree with that because children should learn before to accept discipline, to be kind, to work hard, to be passionate about what they care about, to stand up for what they believe in. Uh, Accepting discipline is important in some cases, but not the most important thing. No savage and civilized. Uh, yeah, I agree with that. Because that if you say disagree, then I think you're a racist. Those who are not able to work and increase opportunity should not expect society. Well, sorry, those who are able to work in. Well, I guess if you can work and choose not to, I mean, I guess it's kind of your problem. But again, the government should be helping everyone who needs a helping hand. Um, well, for me, when I'm troubled, I do that. But overall, it's probably not good for me. So, first, no, that again. I believe that to be racist because you're putting all the first generation immigrants the into the same bucket, and when you put anyone that is coming into the country into a certain bucket, I find that to be offensive. Not to me, but to other people, and I try to be sensitive about that stuff. So overall, I disagree with that. Also, they can be. I know a lot of the first uh, generation immigrants who are very patriotic, who love their country more than anything in the world. What's good for most? No, what's good for Amazon or whatever fracking company. Uh, Suppose you have Dylan's drills drilling into the ground at the cost of our environment. That's good for them because they're making a lot of money. Not good for us. That's a no broadcasting institution, however, content should receive public funding. I guess I agree with that. Not, it's not a big issue. See how you see a wider society. Okay, we're gonna go. So, or being. I guess I kind of agree with that. I'm not really a libertarian, but I can see why people would think that. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all. No, a one-party state is a dictatorship, and a dictatorship is bad. We need to have both parties, in control because if you want If you one party in power for too long, they can do whatever the heck they want with the government. Although the electronic games, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Yeah. Again, it's actually pretty simple. Fundamentally, only wrongdoers should be worried about what is going on, but whether they're being um, watched. No, because when I think of the most serious crimes, I think killing someone, murder. And if you commit murder, the death penalty is murder. It's two wrongs don't make it right. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be can. No, I disagree with that because there's no such definition as civilized society. Abstract art doesn't. No, I strongly disagree with that. Abstract art is beautiful, and I don't know why that's even a question. In I guess they call me a hippie because I like abstract art or whatever. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than no, because what's the point? Again, if someone murders someone and you put their actually no, if someone steals something from someone and they get it and they get 15 years in prison, rehabilitation is more important than just making them feel bad about themselves when they're in prison. It's a waste of time to no strongly. Everyone should be getting a chance in life. Everyone, even if they murdered someone, everyone should be getting a chance. All right. Okay. Let me see. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. I guess I can't say that for sure, but I'm gonna say disagree with that because not always the case. Mars may have correct. No, I saw this on the Ben Shapiro test where he said because it's also a father's duty to be homemakers, caretakers. It's not my job to say what everyone's first duty is because each human being is an individual human being. All right. Whoops. I keep going on the wrong tab. I'm kind of being an idiot right now. My bad. I'm really sorry, everyone. So okay. So now we're gonna go over to multinational corporations. Are yes, I agree with that. Making peace with the establishment is maturity, I guess. But again, the establishment isn't. Actually, let me say disagree. Like I can see why that'd be the case for some people, but it's not always the case. Okay. Next. All right. Astrology. Well, that is a weird question because I don't do astrology, so I don't read like I don't even know that much about it. Like it's like reading the stars, and I don't want to offend people who do astrology, so I'm not gonna say whether it like that's so I'm not gonna say yes or no. Like, can I say can I just say agree because I'm not gonna say no to that. But if there was a no opinion, I'd say no opinion. You can tell me no. Again, there are a lot of I know a lot of atheist people who are very good people. Like there are a lot of scientists who are atheists who are very good people. And there are also a lot of religious people who believe in God, who go to church every Sunday, who are also very good people. They're very good people. There are very good people on both sides of the aisle, and I'm not trying to sound like Donald Trump. There are very good people all around. Charity is better than some cases, yeah, but I'm going to say disagree because Social Security is uh it reaches out to everyone, whereas charity, um, if you give money to the poor, that's great. But again, Social Security, it reaches out to more people. Okay, some people are naturally unlucky. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say disagree because it's kind of a weird question to me, but I guess that could be the case. Maybe I'm not sure. I may be right, I may be wrong. Important that my child, no. If you're sending your kid to a Catholic school, then yes, I'm going to assume that you want your kid to get a good Catholic education. But having a having prayer in every single public school is, uh, in my opinion, very out of place. Okay, next page. So sex, how fun, sex at a marriage. Uh, because I can't define two people making love as moral or immoral any. It's because, is it consensual? Is it like, I don't know the exact circumstances. I'm going to say disagree. Same sex should, yes, I strongly agree with that. If a same sex or if a gay couple want to adopt a child, they have the same exact rights that a straight couple does too. There is simply no logical argument that will make you say that a gay couple is any different from a regular couple, or not. Sorry, that was so ignorant of me. Than a straight couple, not regular. That was so dumb of me, and I did not mean to offend anyone. Pornography. That is a really okay. Okay. I guess pornography is bad, and I haven't watched it before, but I'm gonna assume it's not good for you to watch it. I'm gonna say, I guess I can't because I know it sounds weird, but pornography can be considered art because in I don't consider it to be art, but some people believe it's art, and uh, our Constitution says freedom of speech, and art is a wide umbrella, and it goes under the umbrella of freedom of speech because we can consenting adults consenting is the main thing here. Yes, I strongly agree because the government should not care what two people who have a consensual relationship do. Strongly disagree. If being gay isn't a choice, there are so many people who are so ignorant about this. Say, oh, if you're gay, then you should, like, how do I? Being there are people who are very very rude to gay people just because of their sexuality. So no one would want to be gay because it's just very. There are a lot of people out there who are mean and discriminate against the gay community. I do not. I'm not one of those people, but there are people out there these days. No, because even 30 years ago, the our children, the children of America, they were not being taught about homosexuality, and if they're feeling, am I gay, am I straight, I'm not sure, they felt not open about it, and kids who are straight didn't know, like, were they they were like, well, that's weird if you're gay, that kind of thing. So you need to be educated. All right, so I know how this compass works. Okay, this is my political compass. So libertarian is like kind of loosey goosey about everything. Authoritarian is very uptight about everything. Left is Democratic Party. Right is Republican Party, and it's not great to be on the extreme ends of either one of these spectrums. But I'm a libertarian lefty, so chill out in the green section of the political compass. And let's see where, yeah. Oh boy. We get a certificate. That's wonderful. All right. So, thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Tell me everything in the comment section below. And the full election night, premiering at 1 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see you all there. Adios, everyone. UEP out.